What a joke to read today that the Albanese government has launched an austerity drive. And in the public service, hundreds of jobs must go, thousands. The government has run out of your money, I think. Now, this is a joke for two reasons. One, austerity from this government, I mean, really? It's actually hired an extra 38,000 public servants in just 3 years and paid them so much more that the bill for them all has jumped 10% 2 years ago and another 9.5% in the last financial year. And two, here is this government now quietly wanting to cut the public service just 6 months after an election campaign where it warned that this is exactly what those wicked Liberals would do.
If we are backing Australia's future, they're sacking Australian public servants.
There were even Labor ads back then about how those nasty cut Liberals wanted to sack public servants, like the public servants that Labor is now cutting itself.
His cuts to Medicare will make our health system more like America. His job cuts will destroy public services. Our economy is only just recovering from the skyrocketing inflation and trillion-dollar debt left by the last Liberal government. There's nothing stable about an Australia under Dutton. He cuts, you pay.
Joining me is Sky News host Anika DeGiorgio and Mia Schlicht of the Institute of Public Affairs. Mia, what's the message here? Liberals sack public servants? Bad. Labor sacks public servants? Good.
Yeah, look, Labor doesn't play fair, we know this, when they're prosecuting a policy or an argument or a campaign. It's not grounded in principle or in value, it's about winning. At the end of the day, Labor is a campaign machine. So during the time of the federal election, it suited them to spin this narrative that the Liberal Party was going to cut all these public service jobs and that was going to lead to disastrous outcomes for so many Australians. But now that they're in a position where they've run the economy into the ground and they've basically run out of all money and they're looking to pinch pennies wherever they can, it's now suiting their position to start talking about public service cuts. The problem is at the time, the Liberal Party didn't prosecute the argument. They ran away from it. But I mean, to call this austerity cuts, are we living in La La Land? I mean, come on. To put the problem in context, in the last financial year, the public service has grown by 3.26%. Now, that is double the amount the Australian population grew in that same time. The public service, the growth of the public service is a huge problem. It's hurting all Australians, and I think it's a shame that we're not taking this problem more seriously.
You could fill a reasonable-sized country centre with the number of public servants hired by this government in 3 years, Danica, but what do you make of this austerity drive?
Oh, it really is a comedy skit show. You know what I most vividly remember from the last election that we had this year, Andrew, was Peter Dutton put forward a plan for Doge-style cuts, and I think it was a very sensible type of plan, given that the public service has become a behemoth. And what did Labor and Anthony Albanese do? They painted him as Donald Trump 2.0. Look out, if you work for the public service, Donald Trump 2.0, aka Peter Dutton, is coming after you. And clearly it was successful, and I do agree with Mia that the coalition did not prosecute this properly. So Peter Dutton has gone, and now 6 months later, Labor's done a copy and paste effort, but under the guise of a positive austerity drive. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. And the reason why, it has had no choice, because this government has run the economy into the ground. It has gone flat. Government spending now makes up 27% of GDP, 27%. And now Labor's got to hand down a mid-year budget review next month in December, and they're probably thinking, gee, it doesn't look too good at all. The public service is a monster. There's more than 1 million across the country. That's both federally, state and local. But the problem is, Andrew, is that Labor federally have spent money on all sorts of bizarre things, not only inflating departments, but they're also doing cultural drives. That they've even put a survey out suggesting that now there's been a huge increase in the amount of people who identify as gender X in the public service as opposed to male and female. I mean, that is where their priorities are. So government spending is at record levels. Inflation's gone up because of it. The public sector is completely inflated. It means that everyday Aussies are reliant on the government, and we're all paying the price.